If you're wondering how the new Power Queen Group 27 12-volt battery is doing out on the water, you're in the right place, and we're going to talk about it right now. Today we're taking a look at the Power Queen 125 amp hour 12.8 volt lithium iron phosphate battery, or an LiFePO4 battery. And I don't know if they're listening to me, but I have actually been looking for this battery for quite some time. I obviously follow what's going on in the battery world a little bit, and we've had a hole in the market for this exact battery for quite some time. Let me talk you through that. So when these lithiums first hit the market, the 100 amp hour is about the traditional size, and they were Group 31s. And Group 31 batteries fit a lot of boats, but they also don't fit a lot of boats, especially boats like mine. If you've got like an aluminum boat that's in the 19-foot range or less, you're really looking at that boat comes with Group 27 size battery trays. So the Group 31s never really fit. They're just a little bit too big for some of these boats, and that pushed people out of them for some period. Now fast forward to more recent days, the Group 24s came out, and that's actually quite a bit smaller battery, and those fit, but they fit loose, right? A Group 24 is smaller than a 27, and there's not a lot of Group 24 size battery trays out there. Now I do run a Group 24 battery occasionally. I've tested several of them. They perform well. They're 100 amp hour batteries. Power Queen, of course, has one. Now where the gap has been is that Group 27. If you wanted a drop-in battery, that's a Group 27 tray, there's been a hole in that market for quite some time. And not only have they filled it with a Group 27 exact tray size battery, so you can see Group 27, but they also added a lot of capacity. So traditionally they've been 100 amp hour batteries. These are now 125s. So they're slightly heavier, of course, than the 100 amp hour battery, but you're getting a ton of energy out of them, especially if you're using this for like a dedicated marine electronics battery. Depending on your setup, you got some big screens, it's easy to run into a 100 amp hour limit. You've got 4 12-inch graphs on your boat, live scope, whatever, which is not uncommon anymore. 100 amp hours may be pushing it. This is giving you some extra headroom at a very small size still. So you've got a Group 27 battery, 125 amp hours. We did a capacity test, I'll get onto that in a minute. But this is filling a void. Now if you have, let's just say you've got a trolling motor, right? So your boat came with, a lot of these small trackers come with a 12-volt trolling motor. They've got room for one battery. What are you gonna do? This is 125 amp hours that drops into that. You can drop this into your tracker, whatever, 175 that came with a 12-volt trolling motor, and this will run all day, I guarantee it. It has a ton of power in it. A traditional lead acid Group 27 battery is worth about 50 amp hours. So you're more than doubling that. So if you were ever concerned you need multiple days on your battery, this will drop in and do that. So like I mentioned, this is filling a hole, and I'm pretty excited about that because it's nice to be able to have a whole suite of batteries that fit a lot of different applications and offer some benefits to it. So let's talk through some of the features of it. Of course, this is the Smart Edition. Honestly, every battery I even try to acquire these days has a Bluetooth capability. Now, Power Queen did send me this battery. I've had, actually quite a long time ago, Power Queen was one of the first batteries companies that I worked with. And we also just took a look at their 36-volt battery. So if you haven't seen that one, I'll link that at the very end here. Definitely worth checking that one out as well. So that said, it's got the Smart Edition, so it's got their Bluetooth app. It talks with their other batteries, like this 36-volt. It got a dashboard showing all the batteries I have. Low temperature charge disconnect. So this is a protection for charging the battery when it's below freezing. So my boat lives outside. Let's just say I bring it home overnight. It's below 32 degrees. That battery's frozen, and I go to charge it, you can damage it. So this one actually has a protection. It will not allow that charge. Now it won't heat it. If you need a heated battery, those exist. Power Queen has those too. It won't heat it to accept a charge, but it will protect itself, which is really what you need. You're probably not doing a lot of fishing below 32 degrees anyway, at least I'm not. Definitely not here in Texas. That said, it's got the traditional battery management features. It's got overcurrent protection, short circuit protection, over voltage, low voltage, high temp, all that stuff. So really from a feature set standpoint, there's nothing else that you would need out of a lithium battery. I also like these ones now that they've got these built-in handles. These are a lot more handy than just the little rope thing that kind of flops around. Kind of go out of the way. Really nice clean setup. It's got the M8 terminals on top. You can charge this thing with any lithium rated 12-volt battery charger, and it will accept any charge rate you can get. You really want to keep it around, since it's a 125, I'd keep it around a 10 amp charger. You can use a 5, but I would like to keep it up a little bit higher to make sure that you're charging them at a reasonable rate, and they can balance at a reasonable rate as well if they needed to. That said, using the app is super easy. Download it from, I've got iPhone, so from the App Store. It's got a QR code on the top here. It's kind of a pain to show you. It's got a QR code. You scan it with your phone. It automatically syncs up your battery to the app. You can also punch in the number if that doesn't work for some reason. But now, without further ado, a couple of testing things. From a weight standpoint, this came at 25 pounds. So that's about 5 pounds heavier than a 100 amp hour battery. Not too bad, right? So 100 amp hour battery is about 20 pounds. This is running at 25. That makes sense, right? So you're still half the weight of a lead acid battery and more than double the capacity at 125 amp hours. Speaking of capacity, this one came in at 1,736 watt hours. It is a 1,600 watt hour battery. So that actually comes out at 108, let me mess that up, 108.5% over the rated capacity. So that was around 135 amp hours of actual energy coming out of it. I know my screen shows something different, but we're going with watt hours since we got a new board here. It's a lot cleaner way to run the numbers. So that is a Group 27 battery, 135 actual amp hours out of the battery. And let's go ahead and throw that on our capacity callout board here. Alrighty, here is our capacity callout board, and this battery ended up pulling, like I said, 108 point. Well, that didn't work. 108.5, hopefully you can see that. That actually did quite well. So we are looking at 108.5 is going to go here. So let's move some of these down. 0.5, squeak it in there. That's going to be in our top 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 at 108.5. So if you haven't seen the video on the 36 volt battery, I will link that right here at the end. Definitely worth checking that out if you're interested in that at all. Like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one.